Guys, so I left it where it was last night after weighing as good as I could without splitting the pistons and rods down, trying to weigh the big end and then the piston end, which would normally just be the small end. But sometimes you work with what you got. I don't have the stuff here to split the pistons off the rods to be any more accurate. But I was concerned because I had about 107 grams of weight less on the new pistons, and that means that my balance would be out on my reciprocating assembly. Now normally, from what I could gather online, you're allowed about 30, maybe 40 grams max lighter, and well, that's, you know, 107 is a lot more than that. So I talked to my machinist, and I trust his word. He's been good. He's helped me with several builds over the years and done all my machine work for me without ever any issue on my end. He runs a shop in Grand Prairie here called Precision Machining. His name is Scott, and he's a wealth of knowledge. I've never been turned wrong by him yet, and I really appreciate having him in town. He's just about the only machining business in town as well. There used to be others, but it's just him. So I count myself fortunate to know Scott all these years. But anyway, he told me to go back and remeasure everything, but just the gross weight of piston and rod assembly together, and come up with numbers. And if they're still out too far, he said, because it's a big block Mopar, like it's a big engine, 440 cubes, I can get away with it. The engine, just for its sheer size, will absorb the out of balance, but longevity wise, I'm probably looking at fatiguing and cracking the crankshaft, and I do plan on drag racing it down the 8th mile at least, so better safe than sorry. I'm going to remeasure the weights on these, and we'll come back and discuss it, and I'll probably be taking the rods and pistons and the crank, vibration dampener, and a couple of things down to the machine shop tomorrow afternoon. So here goes. Hey guys, so I have to interject here. For the start of this video, it actually says that I left this from the night before. Well, I did. I had measured the big end and small end of my rods, and I was trying to get my consistent readings, and things weren't really working out, and I was kind of frustrated, so I left it. And then I talked to my machinist friend, as I say in the video, and worked out that just for now, just to measure the gross weight of the piston and rod assemblies. And so while I was doing that, I had Natalie writing down the numbers for me, and if you'll notice, I'm taking quite a bit of time here for the scale to settle out, I guess. It's a nice little digital kitchen scale, nothing expensive or fancy, and it's been very accurate in the past, but it's been knocked around in my garage. Unfortunately, this last time it got stuck underneath some things that it wasn't supposed to. So long story short, the scale is messed up. I was trying to accurately measure these, and I noticed that the longer I'd wait, the more the weight would change. Just, you know, 1 gram at a time, but if you just leave it on there, it would change by up to 5-6 more grams, and you can't get near an accurate reading. Like, you know, when it comes right down to it, I figured at the onset of this that I was going to have to take the pistons and rods out for balancing with the crank to match them, but I really wasn't sure, so I tried my best. And you know, you can even see, look at this, look at how long it's taking that scale to settle out, and that just kind of was throwing me off. I just wasn't sure, but I kept through it, and I went ahead and I did all 8. I'm not going to torture you with that. And then I did all 8 of the original piston and rods out of the Imperial's 440, just to get an idea of what the factory weight was, and I was getting, you know, about, I want to say 1,800 and change, whatever, for grams on. I was basically getting about 100 grams difference, give or take, but my weights were all over the map, and the piston rods weren't clean, but they were all out of the same engine. They were all had the same amount of varnish on them, the same amount of oil spatter, whatever. So you can kind of say that that component of the weight weighs the same. And we're talking, I mean, that little bit of varnish and everything, you scrape it all off that and save it all and try to weigh it. You're not even going to get a half a gram out of it. So it was of no consequence to the actual weighing. So it was of no consequence to the actual weighing of the assemblies. The consequence was my scale. So the scale is being thrown out, and I took everything to the machine shop today and went through the process with him, and he just quickly weighed all the new pistons and rods for me, and they're all literally within 1 to 2 grams of each other. Like, someone balanced them really well, but they also weigh more than I'd originally thought. I thought they were 1796. He was getting about 1830 grams pretty much per piston and rod assembly. So that's huge. If I was to try and, you know, try to grind down my big end or my small end on my rods with my scale, I would have just completely messed everything up. But you know, it is what it is. So he's gonna weigh everything out again. I gave him the old pistons and rods, so in case he has a bad rod or something, then he has to swap them out. Because a few of these pistons, actually, they were ran in another engine, these high compression pistons. And also, come to find out that with my 88cc chambers, which I'm going to have to do a CC on the chambers just to make sure I'm at 88, because old castings are inconsistent. But at 88 cc's, actually, if it's a stock deck height, I'm actually looking at about 9.9 to 1 compression, not 10.8 where my other calculations were telling me. So I'm going to actually have to calculate my compression, like, painful. But I need to know. I need to know if I'm going to have to be running, you know, 100 or 105 octane race fuel with it, if I got to add water meth injection, whatever. But long story short, he'll have that back to me all dressed up and balanced in about a week, week and a half. And we're going to concentrate on other things in the meantime. So thanks very much for watching this short video. I'm just going to cut it off here. Honestly, there's no point in going any further. And we're just going to let her be as is. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe and like the videos, leave a comment. I appreciate chatting with everybody that comments, and we can have some fun. All right, take care and have a good one.